One of the questions I hear the most often is, Mike, how do I run a click test in user testing? Well, there's multiple ways to do it. There's a classic way and there's a brand new exciting way, and I'm going to show them both to you right now. Right now, I'm looking at the metrics tab for a Think Out Loud study in user testing. You can see right here, I've got an interactive path flow on the screen. This is when you ask someone to complete a task on a website or a prototype. Every one of these vertical lines represents a page that people moved through as they went through the task. Now, if I click on one of these pages, you will see the page rendered and a click map for every single click on that screen. All the people who clicked, how many times they clicked, etc. So this is a click map, yes, but it's also a qualitative study, which means there's a low sample size, and generally speaking, you're not going to see this in the form of a heat map. So it's just clicks on the screen. It's very effective when you're doing qualitative research to show where people were clicking, what they kind of thought they were supposed to do on a certain page. But what if you want to take this to a new level, go quantitative, get a larger sample size with heat maps, and you want to start working with your Figma prototypes? Now I'll switch over to Figma and show you how to do this in the new way with user testing interaction tests and the Figma task. I'm inside of Figma now. You can see I've got a couple of different layers here built out. I've got my one screen here. I've got a button here. When I click that button, I want people to go to their shopping cart or add this item to their shopping cart, etc. The details of Figma aren't really that critical, but if you have a Figma prototype where you actually have a screen stored in a layer, part of your prototype, with an action button, a call to action that clicks to another layer, that can be tracked and you can generate heat maps with that. So I've done a study on exactly this, and I'm going to show it to you here. Inside user testing, I've built this out. You can see here is my Figma task. You can see here is my start screen, and then here's my final screen. This was my shopping cart. You can't see it because it's zoomed up a little bit. But if I click on this, I can now see the heat map, the actual heat map from a large group of users on this particular page. I can see how many people were clicking the add to cart button, but of course some people were just clicking on the shopping cart itself, and others were clicking on details about the product, which is fine. I can see that the hottest hotspot on this page is the add to cart button, which is what I wanted. Now I also see up here, only 36% of people really clicked on the thing they were supposed to. The average of 2 clicks per person, 15 seconds spent on this page, and then going over to the, I can click to the second page, but there's really, people went onto this page. There was no task here. They clicked around, but it really wasn't important. This was the heat map that I wanted. I wanted to see exactly what people were doing on my prototype and were they clicking. Now you're probably asking, well, Mike, this is great, but now you've had to create 2 pages here. I just want to take one image, put it into user testing, and get a heat map for it. In our experience, what we've seen is that a lot of people were actually exporting parts of Figma into an image and then uploading the image natively to test that in user testing or in user Zoom. Well, you don't have to do that anymore. Let's jump back into Figma, and here's just another version of that same prototype where I've stripped out everything. There's only one layer. This is it. Just this image inside of Figma. Now I can take this image and I can use it inside of a new study, have people click on it. It won't go anywhere, but it's going to give me the heat map inside user testing. So let's go over and look at this. So I click over here. We can see this is a product details page, image click test. Now I've got my Figma task here. You can see that there is no success path other than the primary screen. And there is no success rate because there was no task to do. It was just click on the page where you would click to add something to your cart right up here. I'll click on that, and you can see, boom, everyone clicked right on the add to cart button. No other exploration because I gave them a very simple finite task. Just do this, and very, very successful in terms of people doing it. So if you're looking to run more click tests, look no further. User testing has multiple ways to do it. Like I said, classic Think Out Loud studies, qualitative will give you the full click map for the screen, for every screen in your experience, but no heat maps, just sort of those blue dots, which will show you all the clicks. Yeah, the larger the dot, the more clicks it got, but it's not going to be presented like a heat map. If you want the heat map, just get your Figma prototype, link it to user testing in that Figma task, and whether it's just one simple image and a layer, you can do that. Or if you want the success rate, you can actually add multiple layers, engage people on the different calls to action, and then you'll see the success rates for the different things that you want it to do. So very cool. Great new things always coming from user testing. That's going to be it for now. Until next time, I will see you later.